I was walking past a small river near my neighborhood. The water used to be clear, a place where children played, even me, and families sat by the edge in the afternoon. That day, when I was walking, it was completely different. Plastic cups were floating on the surface. Indomie wrappers, aqua, teh pucuk were stuck between the rocks. The smell was, yeah, let's not talk about it. And the river, tired. I stood there, and my first thought was, who did this? But the longer I looked, the more I began to wonder, since when did we stop caring about the world we live in? Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Honorable judges, teachers, and my dear friends, my name is Nayla and today I want to talk about something that goes beyond lessons, beyond environmental campaigns, and beyond rules about throwing trash. I want to talk about the eco heart, the heart that cares for the environment. Because before we protect the earth with our actions, we must first love it with our heart. You see, school isn't only a place to study math or language, right? It is the place where our character is shaped. And one of the most important values we must build is our sense of responsibility toward nature. And through this speech, I hope that each of us will discover how an eco heart can help us become better students, better citizens, and better caretakers toward our nature. First of all, most of our time is spent here in classrooms, hallways, and schoolyards. What we experience here doesn't only fill our minds, it actually shapes who we become as a person. Think about break time, when we finish eating a snack and have a choice. Throw the wrapper on the ground or walk a few extra steps to the trash bin. In that moment, our values are being formed. You see, if students only focus on grades and achievements but ignore environmental values, then we may grow smart, but definitely not responsible. That is why environmental values must become part of our school culture, not just something we hear during competitions or special events, but something we practice every day. But here is the thing. Environmental values can't grow alone from theory. They grow from real experiences. We feel them when our class plants a tree together and return weeks later to see it slowly growing. We experience them when we join a school cleanup, or we call it as kerja bakti, and realize that the trash we once ignored actually comes from our own habits. We also understand them when we bring our own drinking bottle instead of buying plastic cups, aqua, Clio, you name it, When we plant a tree, we learn patience. When we clean our school, we learn responsibility. When we care for nature, we learn respect for life. These are lessons that no exam or test or TKA can measure. In addition to that, in Indonesia, we have powerful real-life example of the eco heart through the Pandawara group. They were once ordinary students like me, walking past dirty rivers, smelly garbage piles, and polluted beaches. But instead of saying, "That's not my problem," they chose to act. They gathered friends, organized cleanups, and used their own time and energy to restore polluted places. They didn't wait for the government, the community, or anyone else to start first. They proved that responsibility begins with courage, leadership begins with care, and change begins with small actions. If Pandawara Group can create such a big impact, then surely we can start from something simple in our own school environment. Finally, a truly great school isn't only measured by rankings or trophies, but how its students treat their environment. Imagine walking into classrooms where the desks are tidy, the floor is clean, and the plants are well cared for. Immediately, we feel proud to belong there. When we see plants that we help grow, or a schoolyard that is cleaner because of our efforts, we realize something important. Even the smallest action we take today can leave a meaningful and lasting impact on our world. My friends, from everything everything we have heard today, there are three important points we can take with us. First, the eco heart is more than just caring the environment. It reflects our character and the kind of people we choose to become. Second, school isn't only a place to study, but also a place where our character is shaped through daily actions. When we choose whether to litter, to clean, or to care. Third, real change begins with small actions. Just like the Pandavara group showed us courage, responsibility, and teamwork can transform even the dirtiest places into better and cleaner ones. So let us become students who aren't only smart in academics, but also humble in action, responsible in character, and ready to protect the environment wherever we are. Thank you so much for the attention. My name is Nayla. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.